Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Oscar Roast. Over here, joined by Thomas, and something kind of crazy happened. I was, it was my birthday yesterday. It was my 18th birthday. I was minding my business, and then I pull up Twitter, and then I see that France did it again. They did it in 2019 when they snubbed Portrait of a Lady on Fire, and they've been on a good run. They did Teton, great movie. They did Saint Omer, great movie. And this year they went for The Taste of Things. Now that makes sense, right? It looks good. I'm excited for it. It did very well at the Cannes Film Festival. However, they selected it over Anatomy of a Fall, which won the Palme d'Or, and we all had in picture, actress, screenplay.
Yeah, we had a winning international feature.
Winning international feature.
So, yeah, this is a very big move. This is a very big move.
Goodbye to our front runner.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, there were debates around whether it would be eligible.
Right.
It seemingly was eligible, so that's an interesting.
Yeah, it made the shortlist.
But yeah, it was an Anatomy of a Fall zone of interest. These things weren't definitely an international feature, so they were always sort of gambles. But yeah, I mean, I'll start off by saying I don't think this really does affect its picture chances. Its chances in Sandra Hüller, its chances in screenplay. I still think it's fairly in those categories still because it is a Palme d'Or.
For sure.
It still has that going for it, so it could end up with a Triangle Sadness package. I do think it hurts its win chances potentially. I mean, Sandra Hüller would be the only one really looking at potentially winning contention. But yeah, this is overall a very interesting decision, but one that doesn't make. I think it does make sense if you look at France's submissions, especially the English language thing. If a lot of the film is in English language, they might put French voters off. They might want something more, I guess, French, is to put it bluntly.
Yeah. And we can touch more on Anatomy of a Fall and what it means for that in a second. But just looking at The Taste of Things as a whole, I mean, again, it makes sense. So it was picked up by IFC for its American distribution. We heard pretty great things about this out of.
I mean, it was in the top 10 at Cannes, right?
In our compiled top 10 list. I mean, it did quite well. I mean, it checks a lot of the boxes as well for an international film. It's just the surprise isn't that they necessarily went for this, it's what they went for it over. But what do we think about The Taste of Things? Is this a potential contender? I mean, it's from Tran Hung. I'm gonna mispronounce that name. But I mean, they've had some very critically acclaimed films before. This one seems to be no different. Can this be an actual player at the Oscars?
I mean, I think it definitely could be. We've seen, El Conde as well was taken out of contention. I mean, these are stupid rules. Again, we hammer this point home. But they are the rules, unfortunately. And then obviously with Japanese submission, that took 2 or 3 contenders even out. So I definitely think there is space in a category like international feature. I mean, it's really a thing about building momentum and passion, and it seems to have developed that out of Cannes. So, I definitely think this could just be in the conversation, and it's something to potentially look out for. If it can build buzz, if it can get these early sort of awards and just be on people's minds, I definitely think there's no reason why it should.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I've heard it's really emotionally moving people. It's just a really beautiful movie about food and love and cooking and all these types of things. So I'm personally really excited about it. I was probably going to see it regardless, just because it intrigues me, the reviews out of Cannes. But it's just gone even higher up on my priority list with this. And I mean, and honestly, maybe that's a good thing that, we're all going to see Anatomy of a Fall regardless. They're still probably going to get Oscar hype regardless. Maybe it's a good thing that another film can get some love and get some hype around it.
And I mean, it's France as well. It is up there as one of the highest filmmaking nations.
It's a strong film industry.
Exactly. It's not a surprise that France have a multitude of options to pick every year, and it's not a surprise that sometimes they don't always pick the thing that people want them to.
Absolutely. Okay, let's talk about Anatomy of a Fall. As you said, people I think might be overreacting a little bit. I think it's still fine for picture, actor, screenplay. We talked a little bit before recording. Is it maybe in a strong top 8 now? Maybe it's just a strong top 7, and now it's the number 8. But we still have it in. Is, Sandra Hüller potentially win competitive or absolutely getting in? No, but I'd still have her in. I still feel pretty comfortable having it in screenplay. I still think it's perfectly fine. I mean, you look at Neon last year, they had the Palme d'Or winner with Triangle of Sadness. That couldn't compete in an international feature because it's mostly in English. That did perfectly fine. It got picture, director, screenplay. Yes, Miss Dolly, but I don't see why this, we have to sound the alarm bells on this. I think it'll be just fine.
No, especially since like the reception it received out of Venice and TIFF, the later place it appeared, like
Yeah.
it was still just as strong as it was coming out of Cannes. Like there was, as it is released to a more wider audience, has started to appreciate it. So yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely don't think there is any real worry about its sort of chances in these higher categories, just because
Yeah.
it's an international feature.
It seems pretty broadly loved, just across the board. Obviously, actress with the addition of Lily Gladstone now to that category is even more stacked. But as we talked about in that video, I would still have the same 5 of, and we never talked about this, but like Lily Gladstone getting
I agree.
nominated now, I
Yeah,
think an
yeah,
actress
I
makes
agree.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Carey Mulligan, Emma Stone, Lily Gladstone, Sandra Hüller, and Fantasia
Fantasia
Barrino.
Yeah, yeah,
I
I'd
think
agree
that
with that part. I'd agree with that.
I think that makes the most sense. It obviously things can drop. Maybe
Yeah.
Sandra is one of them, but I don't know if that would make sense. Like maybe, you know, Fantasia Barrino drops if Color Purple isn't big. Like there's still room for things to move.
Yeah.
But as of now, that feels like it makes the most sense, and I don't really see Sandra Hüller going anywhere. It feels safe in screenplay.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
mean, the thing is with Sandra Hüller is if, like, I think she needs to be a critical sort of pick. If
Right.
there is Greta Lee, there, like,
Emma Stone as well.
And Emma Stone as well could be considered this critical sort of pick. So, yeah, it's not guaranteed that she will be this sort of performance at the end of the year, but I'm inclined to believe she probably will be. All the reactions I've heard, all the reviews I've heard, it's highlighting how unmissable her performance is and how you have to nominate it. So, yeah, like I'm not too worried about Sandra Hüller's chances.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I trust Neon. Like they've maybe been a bit shaky as far as companion actors, but just like as far as being able to broadly get eyes on a film, Neon's usually pretty good about it. There was even a tweet also wrote up right now where they were like, you know, great news, everybody! This film's still eligible for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actors, Best Screenplay, all these different things. Like they're still going to be pushing this hard. They've shown absolutely no signs of slowing down.
For sure. And I assume this is Neon's top priority, right? They've got Ferrari, but probably not. Yeah, like it will probably be Neon's top priority.
This is still, I think quite obviously Neon's top priority. And like films have gotten in without being their international selection before. And actors have gotten in and all these things. I mean, like even just a couple years ago with Penelope Cruz. Like, Sandra
acting,
Hüller
it
isn't
weirdly
Penelope Cruz.
happens quite a lot. Like a lot
Oh
more
yeah,
than
no,
you expect.
this happens.
Yeah.
Obviously Sandra Hüller isn't Penelope Cruz, but like there's plenty of examples of this happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think that we need to sound the alarm bells on this. I'm not taking it out of anything, aside from obviously international feature.
For sure.
To talk about international feature. So to start, Zone of Interest is officially selected by the UK. So we thought we didn't know if it would be coming out in time or what the eligibility rules would be. Zone of Interest is officially in.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's winning. I feel like we've already turned the corner on Zone of Interest, saying like, okay, not happening, and now I don't want to like go back around.
I don't know, with a category like international feature, I still think Zone of Interest can definitely win, especially now that it is eligible.
Yeah.
Like I definitely think there is no reason why it can't an international feature. Potentially the bigger things that we were maybe expecting for it before festivals, before everything was apparently excellent. I don't see those happening as much. Glazer, I don't know. Picture, I don't know. I still think it's a critics thing now. But yeah, exactly. Everything's a critics thing. International feature, I definitely think it can still win. I might honestly still have that as my number one. But there are a couple of other options. You've got Perfect Days, Japan's submission. Yeah. You've got The Taste of Things. You've got All About Dry Grasses. All the things that sort of permitted can, like Fallen Leaves, all of these kind of stuff. There's a lot of contenders in international feature, but I do think the category is now a different field now that we sort of lost our clear frontrunner.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, the films that you just named, I think that is the 5.
Probably is the 5,
Zone of Interest, Fallen Leaves, About Dry Grasses, The Taste of Things.
Yeah.
I think that makes the most sense. I mean, you have other options. There's The Teacher's Lounge from Germany. There's Four Daughters. Pictures of Ghosts. There's a couple of like docufiction options. And obviously not everything has been submitted yet, but that 5 that'll be up on screen right now. I think that makes the most sense.
Il Cappuccino as well did very well.
Yeah.
That's one to look out for. That is one that could become a sort of sleeper thing.
Yeah, I could absolutely see that. Like there are definitely other possibilities. There's also Slow, which I've heard good things about. But those 5, I think I now feel like the safest choices. And I might honestly have Perfect Days winning. I think it could kind of make sense. I mean, it's Vim Vendors, Neon's distributing it. We know that Neon's good with this category. It's really, really loved. Japan always does quite well in this category. Like I think that could check out as a potential winner.
Yeah.
Like I really wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I mean, What to do with zone of interest now, though?
Well, I mean, it's interesting. Like, I'd still have it into international feature. I'd still have it winning that. But yeah, it's a question mark over zone of interest. Zone of interest is one of the
I'm
biggest question marks.
I'm becoming
Yeah.
concerned that zone of interest will get decision to leave.
I mean,
And we talk about it as like, oh, is it gonna be Ken director? Oh, can it get picture? Oh my god, the BAFTAs loved it, and then it doesn't get a nominee for anything.
there is a chance that happens.
I'm
There is a
getting
chance
kind
it
of
does
worried
happen.
because like the Metacritic still at the 95. People are still loving it, but it's no longer like it's not even like top 3 as far as most critically acclaimed because everything's apparently like a masterpiece
Yeah.
this year. And people have been bringing up more and more at fall festivals that it is incredibly inaccessible. Like
Yeah. But
I
equally, there do seem to be a very vast amount of people that are loving it and are giving it 10 out
yeah,
of 10, 100
exactly.
out of 10. Like
But that
this
also
will be their
happened with
favorite
Decision
film
to
at the end of
Leave.
the year. It's true. It's true. I think Decision to Leave, has reframed how we think about the international feature race quite a bit. But yeah, I'm still fairly confident it at least gets in.
Yeah. I know. I'd have Perfect Days #1 for now, honestly.
Fair.
But yeah, it's a very, very interesting category. It kind of shakes it up. It definitely shakes it up. But I don't think that we need to be freaking out about Anatomy of a Fall right now.
No.
I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I think it should be fine. But very, very interesting. Very, very interesting stuff. Lots to think about going forward. We'll be having our updated Oscar predictions with our thoughts
Very soon.
in all of the categories, and we'll be breaking down everything, and those will be coming out in a couple of weeks, in addition to plenty of other things. So make sure that you stick around for that. But that is it for today. Thank you everybody for watching. You can support the site in WJ Strikes and links in the description, in addition to following us on social media if that is something you are interested in. But until next time, thank you everybody for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.